Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So got this whole beautiful sunny day thing going on here. You gotta love that. Welcome to Friday. By request, one of my subscribers wanted Tickle Me Elmo to have a shout out, so there's his shout out. I showed you guys this whole bench situation, and I'm actually using it. What I'm doing is, this exhaust system I think was off a Harley. Yeah, I think you guys could see that, right? Harley Davidson. So this is a Harley muffler, and I guess somebody took it off because they wanted a louder bike. And what I'm doing is I'm smashing it onto this guy, but the problem was the intake, the entrance was too big, or my manifold was too small, however you want to look at it. So I cut a piece of this stuff off and I jammed it in there, which was cool, except it was still too big. So then I took a piece of this smaller, thinner stuff and slit it. Right, you can see the slit. And then I squeezed it and put it in. And then it was a touch small. So I took the end of this that is meant to slide in, and I kind of, wiggled it about a little bit, and that got the size exactly where I need it. And now it's at a point where if you put just a touch of oil in here, right, it'll slide right on. The other thing I did is, this kind of had a crossover, right? This had another pipe that went to the second exhaust. This was a dual exhaust, and I guess they use that pipe to kind of balance the pressure, make them sound better, get a little more performance out of them. Anyhow, so I welded a plug onto that. I'm using the flux core, right? The Harbor Freight piece of junk right there, and it's working. It's doing what I needed to do. Unfortunately, you could see by the grinder marks, you kind of tack it up, and then you grind it to make it prettier. Then you kind of tack it up a little bit more. I'm trying to do this one-handed. You guys can see how well it's working. So anyway, let me just slide this on. There you go. Put the copper there so that not all the weight is on that. And I also have to tell you, I'm really proud of this machine. And this thing was lawn art for 18 months or so, 20 months, and now it's just a matter of, and so that's what it sounds like. I have to obviously support it. I got to put a clamp on here, and then weld the bracket on and support it, right? I don't want to snap the exhaust system on this rig. After the tailpipe, all I need is a battery box. You guys can see I got this whole fuse box thing all mounted up. I'm still running it off the jump pack, and I don't have it charging its own battery yet. But there she is, right? Gotta love the little lights there. If I pop it into gear, the light goes out. Right, you guys can see the wheels turning, comes right out of gear. If I gotta kind of use two hands for this, sorry. Pop it into reverse, the red light comes on, you can see the tires turning. Back to neutral. Great, you gotta love that. Isn't that easy, huh? So another step forward. Now we got the exhaust system on this. You can see the plug is on there. Actually looks pretty good. As a matter of fact, that whole pipe doesn't look half bad. So once again, I have a battery box that I throw a battery in. I hook this all back up, then we'll see if it's charging. Battery box, I guess, has to go back here. And I just have to support the muffler permanently, and we're all good. This thing went from a piece of lawn art to nice functioning bike. The other problem I'm having is I'm getting a little oil leakage here. I don't know if that's common. This line seems to be pretty rotted. So I might have to take this apart and open up this crimp joint and put it back on here with a hose clamp. I really don't know how much oil pressure is going through this. I mean, typically it's obviously whatever the motor's good for. I don't know, 10, 20, 30, 40 pounds. I'm not sure. So if you were to block up the end, you would put quite a bit of pressure on this. But I'm thinking it just dumps the oil back into the sump. So as long as you don't stand in its way, dam it up, so to speak, there shouldn't really be all that much pressure on it. It doesn't pour out of there. It's a slight drip. But the drip kind of follows the coil and then drips on the manifold, and it stinks. And once again, God forbid enough of it drip in there that I'm out for a rip snort and I roll this thing in here and it decides to drip and set itself ablaze. Right, I could end up with a pretty big loss, and I'd rather not have that happen. So at some point I am going to have to fix it. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, get your head up, and get out there and enjoy all your days. Bye now.